Hi everybody! So the first thing that we need to do is get some eggs boiling because we're gonna make deviled eggs as kind of our vehicle for taste testing the wild Madagascar peppercorns. So I've got an Instant Pot. I'm gonna do 2 cups of water. The big thing when doing eggs is that we don't want the water to hit the bottom of the eggs. And then I like to cook them with the fat side up. I've got 2 cups of water in the bottom, and then I've got my eggs stacked up in my rack. I do 5 minutes on low pressure, and then I do 5 minutes natural release, and then we'll release the steam. So, oh, it's time to get the eggs out. While that's coming down from pressure, I'm gonna get an ice bath ready. Now that these have finished cooking, the hard-boiled eggs, we want to stop them from cooking more. Overcooked eggs do not peel very well. The yolks turn pretty green. We'll just kind of settle these down into the ice water bath and just let them cool off for a while so that we can handle them. So for the easiest to peel eggs, my tips are use not fresh eggs. Use ones that are a couple of weeks old. Don't overcook them, and then get them into an ice bath as soon as they're done with their whatever method of cooking that you're using. And then peel them as soon as they're done cooling off so that enough that you can handle them. Now it's time to make deviled eggs. Now all the ice melted. I'm gonna just peel them. Oh, look how easy those peels come off. That's the goal. To peel the eggs, I always just smack them all over and kind of roll them around on the counter to get them cracked all over the place. And then I usually do this over a garbage bowl or something. I do like to rinse the last little bits of the shell, but really if they're done right, the shell should just slide right off. But yeah, I have also had batches that just the shell is super stubborn and it rips the white, and that's really frustrating. I have a feeling though that the difference between easy to peel eggs and not easy to peel eggs has less to do with the boiling method and more to do with the eggs themselves. And it's probably impossible to really know if your eggs are going to be good ones for making hard-boiled eggs or not. That's my theory. At least it makes me feel better when I have a batch that doesn't work out very well. Then I say to myself, it wasn't something I did. It was just the eggs were just gonna be stubborn no matter what I did. Now, I make my deviled eggs by sight. I don't measure what I add there or anything, but we just cut them open. I like to use a sharp knife. Just cut them lengthwise. So from the skinny side to the bottom. I'm just gonna pop out the egg yolks. I think most of us have probably had deviled eggs before. There are so many fun variations too for deviled eggs. I'm gonna just keep them super classic and simple today with just mayonnaise and mustard. I'm gonna get out some mayonnaise and some super fancy mustard. It's actually not super fancy. I'm giggling. So I got this mustard, this Dijon mustard, as a souvenir when I visited Paris with my sister. Like, it's from the Carrefour. It wasn't like we got it from Dijon, but I mean, it's in French, so it's got to be more authentic than the stuff that I buy in the squirt bottle here at my local grocery store. I don't know. We just liked that it comes in these like glass cups with these lids. You don't have to have fancy mustard from Paris in order to make deviled eggs. I just mash up the egg. I'm using just a fork to mash up the egg yolk. So I added that much mayo, and you saw how well I measured. I'm guessing it's about 1/4 cup, maybe up to 1/3 cup. And I'm gonna add a nice big spoonful of this Dijon mustard. I wanted a little salt and pepper, but we're not gonna use black pepper. Today we're gonna use wild Madagascar peppercorns. I'm gonna add just a little pinch of salt there. So I'm just gonna crack a few of these. So you can see this is just a normal pepper grinder, and I'm cracking them whole.
Oh, I can smell them from here. They smell so good.
Yeah, cracking them definitely makes them far more aromatic. They have kind of a bit of a sagey, peppery smell. So they work really well with things where you might want that kind of herby flavor. You can see that there's still a few little pieces of the stem in there. That doesn't bother me too much. If you want to get rid of those kinds of things, well, I mean, the stems are completely edible. But if that texture is not what you're looking for, try and find one with a finer grind. I do like to mash these until they're as smooth as I can. I'm going to use a tiny, tiny little cookie disher, ice cream scoop thing. I'm just going to kind of scoop in there about I don't know, a little half scoop, 3/4 of a scoop. Well, that one's really full.
Because it was such a tiny thing. This is just some smoked paprika.
Yeah. A lot of people put regular paprika on their deviled eggs. We're smoked paprika fans, right?
Yes.
So we're doing smoked paprika too. And then I think I'll put just a little bit more of those wild peppercorns on top. They're smelling so good. This is what they look like all done. That one was kind of a big one. Yum. They're so slippery. But we love deviled eggs. All right, here we go.
Jack says that smoked is better. And I agree.
Those are so good. That wild peppercorn, the way it works with the spicy Dijon mustard and that little bit of smokiness from the smoked paprika. All right, my camera person's gonna eat one behind the camera. I don't know if there's a very professional way to eat a deviled egg. It's just really, really, really good. Okay, what do you think? How'd they turn out?
That's better than your usual deviled egg, I feel like.
Huh. Well, I normally use regular black peppercorns, and I used wild peppercorns.
It's spicier, I feel like. Like, not spicy, but like the flavor of the pepper is more enhanced.
It's so good. Those wild peppercorns in there, like, they just have that unique flavor component. I say it's kind of an herby, like basil-y, sagey herb or flavor component. I'll show you the peppercorns one more. This is my personal supply, so I don't mind kind of poking at it. But yeah, that's what they look like. They have these little stems on them, which are totally edible, and you just grind them along with the stems. We'll talk to you later. Bye.